Hello. How's everyone doing? Willow. Wow, most productive day of all time. Let's go. How's everyone doing? Hey, welcome to the live stream. It's so nice to see some familiar faces. J Sam, hello. Michaela, how's it going? Lee, thank you for being here, Lee. Zerg, classic. Hello, Zerg. How's it going? Willow, already written 2K words today. Best day ever. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so glad to hear that. Literally, it's my first day at your writing sprint of pro. Hey, look, you put in the time. It worked. That's all it takes. See if I missed anyone. I said Michaela, Ariana. What up? Margaret says, I'm pretty sure I'm like 3,000 away from my goal, but I'm trying to upload chapters for an accurate count now. Yes, yeah. Look, we are almost halfway. Does that not sound crazy? We're almost halfway through November. That may shock some of you. Shocked me when I thought about it today. You know, things have been going so well lately. I've been suffering from a big head. Hold on, I gotta work up another joke here real fast. That one didn't quite land. Hold on. God, come on, Carson. Come on, Carson. Think of a good joke here. You really set this up. You should have had something planned better. Something like cone head. Something like a pencil. You could work with something like a pencil. Everyone's just bullying me in the comments. Come on, man. Come on. You're better than this. Just come up with the joke. Come on. All right, just steal one from Chad and act like it didn't happen. Just take a subtle peek. Hold on. Okay, Lee had a good one, so we're just gonna steal that one. You'll notice that my hat's a little bit bigger today. It's from all of my genius writing ideas. That's where I've been storing them lately. That was a Carson original. Thank you. Also, did you know there's 3 ways to wear a beanie? The first way is the flopper. This has never been very flattering on me. Always, I'm not a flopper kind of guy. But then there's the single roll. The single roll, which I think most beanies fit pretty well in. Can't really tell. I gotta, hold on, where's the logo? Single roll. Very classic. The only downside with the single roll is as you talk, it tends to work its way up off your head, and then you look like an idiot. Couldn't be me. You'll never catch me wearing a beanie like that. Also, if you have a hairline that's like pretty high up, if you position your beanie just right, you can make people think that you're fully bald. Hold on. Wow. Derek says it wasn't hot enough to sweat and stick to your desk yesterday. How come you're beamed up? Yeah, yesterday I had to run the in-floor heating all day. It's still pretty cold outside. Let me turn that back. I had to run the in-floor heating all day. And because it's residual heating, not forced air heating, there's some terminology for all of my all of my HVAC friends out there. It heats up the whole foundation of our basement. And then it was like 80 degrees down here the entire day. I literally had the door in the basement open. My wife set a fan up to blow cold air into the basement to try to cool it down while I was on stream. But because it's the in-floor heating and it heats up the concrete, even after you turn off the heating, it still has residual heat that's leaking out. So because I had it on all night, it was basically heating my house all day. Yeah, in floor, Michaela's mind's being blown right now. Michaela's mind is like, in floor heating. Am I right? Yeah, it's a pretty popular thing over here. You got where you run your heat, which is not air. It's typically like either electric, or you have a boiler which heats up water and then runs that through pipes to heat everything else up. When your foundation of your home is poor, they put pipes through there, and so all of the heating for our basement is in the floor. We don't have any vents. Now, some people around here will still have forced stairs, but we don't have any vents. We have these little pipes that are in the concrete below our feet, running hot water, heating everything up. No one liked my beanie joke. That's just right. My characters, my characters in my story would have cracked up at my little beanie joke. Yeah, heated floors. Here in Rio, we use the unbridled rage of the sun. We do not have that in Wisconsin. Our sun is quite bridled. I use that right. All right. Kaylee, so glad to see you today. Hello. Oh man, holy hairline, Batman. Okay. Let's do this. Today, let me say it this way. Yesterday, I really liked the fact that we got 3 full riding sprints done instead of goofing off. It felt really good to leave that day with like 2,000 something work. So why don't we do that again today? I got some black tea here to hopefully give me that caffeine kick that I need. And then yeah, we're just gonna write. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Yes, let's do that. Willow's shooting for their world record. Yeah, that's the plan. All right. No point in waiting any longer. Why don't I go ahead and restart our timer here? Turn the background music up. Let's get some writing done. All right, 25 minutes on the clock. I'll see you after. Good luck writing, and I can't wait to hear the progress that you made. Let's do it, fam. Sprint number 1 is done. Welcome, Justin. So happy to see you joining us. I know you've joined a couple times and then had to catch up to the live sprint and everything. So glad you're able to make it today. You missed a hilarious opening I did with my beanie, and we all laughed equally and wholeheartedly together. Kaylee says that was a nice sprint. I felt the same way. About my normal pace, I ended with 767 words. Had to do a bunch of that old thinking thing. Margot, 47.8K is the new total, 1100 new. That felt like a fast sprint. Felt like a fast one. Ryder Lee, only about 245 words. Had to stop writing for a moment and figure something else out. Yeah, the first draft I did for this story, I'm about at the point where I had gotten before. So everything that I've been writing before this sprint has been my second go at it. So I kind of knew what things needed to happen, in what order, what beats to hit. But now I'm out here writing brand new stuff, and so things are a little bit slower, but it's so much more exciting. Ariana says 382 words. Nice. Haley, 93 words, but I got unstuck. Justin says called a toque. Called a toque. Yeah, we love toques over here in Wisconsin. You know, we made the toque. Wisconsin, home of the toque. I don't know if that's right. It's called a hipster fashion. The beanie's hipster? I thought the beanie was cool. Sad. All right, so Kaylee, here's a question for you. You said you got unstuck. What's been what has been, and this I guess also goes out to anyone, what have been the kinds of things that you've been writing where you found yourself stuck? Is it usually a plot thing? Is it trying to figure out character details? I feel like that's usually the times when you get stuck. Bunch of toque haters in chat. Chicken lover, hello. We call it a toboggan. Not sure if that's Southern or just a my family thing. I think that is not a Southern thing. I think it's I always thought toboggan was the Canadian vernacular. Zerg says God is I'm making sure I'm not overwriting a scene that's supposed to be 30 pages long. That's when you get stuck. It's not supposed to be 30. Michaela says my pro writing aid stopped working. Not good. Ryderly, I get a bit stuck during transitions between main scenes. Lee, that was something that I used to struggle a lot with too. And I typically ended up finding that I was trying to tell a story that was like, and this was what happened with me, so I'm not saying it's the same thing that's happening to you, but is when I was like trying to write a story that was too linear. And what I mean by that is like I'd be writing, and every single action would need to happen right after the previous action, almost like the story was unfolding in real time. And because of that, I would often have these moments where I would get towards the end of a certain scene, and I'd be like, "Ah, nice! I finished this thing. Now I get to start on this next sequence." But I was like, how do I get my characters there? Do I talk about them walking to the next place? Everything's supposed to be happening right after the other. And then eventually I was like, okay, a scene ends when the important stuff is done, and the next scene needs to start at a point that kicks off whatever happens in that scene. And now, at least for me, I spend a lot less time thinking about what happens between these things. More time just saying, okay, here's how this needs to end to be a satisfying conclusion. Let's start the next thing. That helped me get unstuck with that sort of transitional kind of thinking. I don't know if that's the same thing you're going through, but that helped me a lot. Kaylee says, 2 kinds of scenes for me that get me stuck. One where the details matter a lot, and one where the action gets confusing. Like if the characters are discussing a prophecy, exact phrasing matters a lot. That's, true. True prophecies tend to be a little pedantic. Oh, come on. That's got to be there's a great story idea there, right? At least a great short story idea. The most pedantic interpretation of a prophecy that keeps leading to people thinking the world's about to end until they're like, well, technically it says that the hero will come after this thing. I don't know. There's something there. We'll workshop it. Don't worry. We'll workshop it. Definitely sounds like a Terry Pratchett thing. Oh, Terry Goodkind. There you go. I was already in my head about a funny interpretation for Terry Pratchett. Havoc says, I get stuck flushing scenes out a lot. I have all the plot points and details and emotional beats. Trying to get the words to play out what I see in my head is tough. Yeah, I sound like Havoc. That's an interesting point. It's one thing, like, I'm sure if you were to ever ask for help about that, the kind of advice you'd get back is like some author telling you like, oh, just write the necessary things, and when you edit you can add all this extra stuff, or I don't know, something like that. But I also know it's not fun to write if you don't feel like you're getting the words down in the way that you want. You know what I mean? So I think that Havoc, that's a very common thing to encounter. When I think back to when I was earlier in my writing, like right now I feel like I'm able to pull the words out in the way that I want pretty naturally, but I think that was something that just came with time and practice. 550 words from Willow. Lee says, the way I found helps is draft 1, I'll crappily write it and say to myself, I'll fix it, and we'll fix it in post. Very common way. They're finishing conference scene with 30 characters, right? They're watching one video, each group of 5 submitted, and it's all, let's stop the plot and watch them for X pages long. X should have been. I feel like that scene's being overwritten. It would be fun to write, let's show all of our different characters and all of these cool different situations. It's going to tell us a little bit about each person. But that's probably going to end up being one of the kill your darlings kind of moments where you're like, okay, this scene's going on too long. What's the important thing I need? And I got to cut everything else out of it. But Zerg, I've read some of your story. If this is the superhero story, if that's still the one that you're writing, I've read some of this. And I remember the one that I read. There were 2 superhero stories I read in the Discord. And I think I am remembering yours. The one that I read definitely had a lot of potential. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much I remember it like a year after. That's pretty crazy. Justin, Terry Goodkind had like 7 prophecies interspersed and disguised as child's nursery rhymes. I love when authors do that. That's a goated author move. Havoc, 100% trying to embrace the right ugly first draft ethos, but it's hard sometimes. it is hard because while you were writing that first draft, I think that's also where you're kind of like building up your confidence in your writing, you know? And I think honestly, one of the things that will help you understand how to improve your writing closer to that point that you want to get it to is taking your writing through editing and into a final product. Whether that's this story that you're working on now or a short story or a writing challenge that we might do. Like for me, I learned a lot, and I say this a lot of time. This is not sponsored. There is a conflict of interest. When I was editing Starlight Farms and I was using Pro Writing Aid, it highlighted the same the same 5 grammatical and style kind of improvements and errors I was making over and over and over again. It wasn't like I had, 1,000 errors in the manuscript. It was really like I had the same X amount of errors over and over again. And that's something that opened my eyes to ways that I could very easily improve my prose and get it closer to what I wanted to see it in the draft. So that editing of a final product helped me learn a lot about my own prose. So that would also be a great exercise for you. I set a separate timer on my phone and mute the stream while sprinting sometimes because the chill lo-fi doesn't work with every scene. What? Insulting the chill Wi-Fi mods, ban them. Will says, going into my first fight scene. Last thing here before we go back into our next sprint. I wrote a post in the Pro Writing Aid community the other day. No, maybe it was this morning. And it was about action scenes. And one of the things I've learned in doing the YouTube channel, I like a good action scene. But I did a video one time where I was like, okay, what makes an action scene work? Because in movies, you have just like the visual spectacle, But in books, visual spectacle doesn't really carry you through a scene. Like James Bond can have a big chase scene where they jump a boat over 100 feet of land and land back in the water and go off, and it's super fun and exciting. But when you're reading a book, that kind of grandeur doesn't translate as much. And so I did like a deep dive into why the great action scenes that we read feel so great, and it almost always came down to one, the context around the action. Number one thing, like going into an action scene, knowing the reason why it's happening, what the consequences can be if it doesn't work out, and what the successes are going to lead to if you win that action scene. And that having an action scene where the stakes are our main characters are either going to die or survive tends to not feel as exciting, because if I'm reading a book and I'm in chapter 8 of a 700-page book and the main character is getting into a fight and it's like, oh, is he gonna die or not? I know he's not gonna die. Come on. So the context around the action was much more important than like what actually happens in the action. And that was one of the biggest things I took away, because I had written some action scenes that had meant to be just a fun, exciting thing. And I looked at it after learning all of that, and I was like, wow, this action scene totally fails because it's at the beginning of the book. There's no context around it. And then the other thing I wrote about was that an action scene needs to do more than be just action. So like when you're writing an action scene, what you're really doing is showing off your character and what they're great at and what they're weak at, or how they relate to another person, or ideally you're setting up a moment that's going to pay off in later action much later, and we can see, oh, they were in this situation and they lost this action scene. Here's that same situation coming back later towards the end of the novel, and now they succeed because of all the things they've learned along the way. So I was like, okay, my action scene did not do it. Yeah, one of the examples I picked of really good action scenes are all of the rounds of the Tri-Wizard tournaments. Because there's like a big narrative twists. We know exactly what the context is. We're rooting for Harry Potter because of X, Y, and Z. We're watching him reaffirm his character by him saving other people even when he doesn't need to. It's great. Anyways, I've been rambling. I've been thinking about action all day because I wrote that post, so that's what's on my brain. Let's get back to writing. All right. 25 minutes on the clock. You know how it goes. I'll see you on the other side. And I'll start the timer over, so if you're running your own timer, now I'm not ahead of you. There we go. See ya on the other side. Our next riding sprint is done. Bring the music on down. There we go. Willow, 320 words. There you go. Lee had about 600 words that time. Nice, nice. Also, Johnny, hello. War Bagel, welcome. Glad to have you here. Willow, you're right. The fight scenes do make you think a bit more. You know, you're a little bit more conscious during moments like that of, you know, how longer sentences are, what words are you using, how impactful they are. Ariana, 352 words. Nice. Ryder Lee, about 600 words. That's a solid sprint. Love that. Have it great, 377. Justin, 472. I think that's okay. I think that's great. That's a great sprint. Kaylee, 289 words and some dinner, doing some multitasking. I had to I had to name a lake. So I had to go look around on Google Maps to get some inspiration for lake names in Virginia. So that took some time. And I settled on Lake Amberley. That sounds fine to me. Did you name it Lake Titicaca? I did not. I did not. Though I was like, man, what are some of the lakes like named around where I live? And I was like, I feel like Virginia's different than Wisconsin. We have a lot of like, well, I guess maybe in Virginia. I'm gonna say like Native American inspiration to the names. So then I had to go look through Virginia and be like, okay, let's take something that feels like it would actually be in Virginia because that's where the story is. And then there we go. Zerk had to Google Morse code. Zerk, weren't you just doing a whole scene about watching video? Wait, I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry. Weren't you just doing a whole scene about watching videos of superheroes? Didn't mean to trick you. Take you to the stream starting soon screen. Angle. I did finish the video scene. Thank the Lord. I grew up around in Atlanta, in Georgia. Let's see, we have Lake Lanier. Has anyone here heard of Lake Lanier? It's about 45 minutes outside of Atlanta. It's also known as the most haunted lake in America. Yeah, and now I got your attention. Lake Lanier is a man-made lake. And there was a town that lived in the area that they wanted to flood to make the lake. And so they had to do some work, right? They made sure people were no longer in the town. They did all the things that they were supposed to do. And then they let the waters in to fill up this big reservoir. Except they forgot one thing. They forgot about the graveyards. Most haunted. How many normally haunted lakes do you have? Oh, we got a couple. Lake Lanier. Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. I believe Mark Rober, if you know the YouTuber Mark Rober, oh Jesus, did a video recently about taking like a submersive vehicle to Lake Lanier to go find the town underneath the waters. And instead they only found where some planes had crashed. I think that was Lake Lanier. Could be wrong. Shout out Mark Rober, representing Lake Lanier. Woo! Raise your hands if you ever went swimming in a gravel pit because the lakes had too many leeches. Can't say I did. Can't say I did. Can't say I did that. Jason, I named my town Harborview. fictional town in a real city. I like that. Yeah, Lake Lanier. Something. Swimming in gravel, what are Americans going through? The answer is just a lot. We're just tired. We're just so tired. I named my city Circadia. I like that. What's your method for naming locations? Here's a question. What's your method for naming locations? Some of us have entirely fictional worlds. Some of us have fictional stories set in real cities. Some of us are pulling from semi-real locations. What methods do you use when you're trying to name these places? Do you just say a bunch of things and see if they feel right? Will says, I think of the themes and think of words based on that world. I think that's probably pretty close to what I do. Fictional is the long way. Find words, create names, high port for a port city atop a mountain, and then play with the fictional language. That's pretty cool. I guess when you think about it, we have a lot of places that are just named like the River City or the Big River in just another language, you know? Is that Rio de Janeiro? Is that what they do? It says, at the moment, my locations are named via taking a word or two in Sumerian that describes the place or its history and smooshing those words together. You know, finally, Sumerian's getting the spotlight it deserves. It's been too long. No one's been putting enough respect on Sumerian names. Real world inspired. I don't know. I did it once. Marjorie City because it's pearlescent during the night. It's cool. Whoa. Pearlescent. It's a good word. I used to work at NASA. I know Mark. He was a Mars rover engineer. There you go. He's also now one of the top YouTubers in the world. We love calling cities port. Port carries a lot of weight. You can get a lot of oomph out of a port city. Portland is like 16 cities. Portugal is an entire country where Porto is the main city. Here's something I've always thought. All right. Turn this time. In the South, every single state in the South has a Lafayette. Lafayette, Georgia. I'm sure there's a Lafayette, Tennessee, Lafayette, Louisiana, Lafayette, Alabama, Lafayette, Mississippi. I'm sure there's a Lafayette, Florida. Who was Lafayette? Like, you give me a Columbus, Ohio, a Columbus, Georgia. I'm like, yes, I get it, Columbus. But who was Lafayette? Why is everyone singing their praises? Hell Jumper, hello, welcome. Lafayette is in Hamilton. So a founding father type figure. Marquise de Lafayette. I don't know enough to dispute that, so I think you're on the right track. How to name some locations within our solar system, like on Pluto. I just looked up maps of Pluto. There's a crater called Elliott. So I named a nearby city Elliott City. When I was looking to name lakes in Virginia, the first lake that I came across was called the Elon Water Reservoir. And I was like, nope, can't be that one. Can't be that one. I like Lake Amberley. I can dig it. A good enough name for this story. All right. I think we have just enough time for one more sprint. And if I do everything right, I should end up with more than 2,000 words. And that would be pretty. Change Elon to Avon and have River Lake. I'm sure someone's done it. All right. It's time to do some progress. Time to do something worthwhile. Let's do it. I'm putting 25 minutes on the clock. Music's going up. Let's finish strong. Marquez. Can't be right. Marquise de Lafayette was the guy who supported the American Revolution. The one, the only. And he's been rewarded with plenty of rural towns. Okay. All right. Anyways, let's do some writing. Good luck, everyone. Final writing sprint is done. Hey. We did it. Let's go. Dirk says 300 again. I guessed last time and didn't check this time either. Hey, that's close. But you know, you might also be surprised. Maybe you accidentally wrote more. That's always kind of nice. Willow, 345 words, really close to 3K. That's a big day. Big day. You could push a little further, set a record, but you've already made great progress today. You should be proud. Helljumper, 301 words. Let's go. Are we on a 455? That's crazy, y'all. But it's really ugly. Please. Justin, another 100. Every step is a step forward. Let's go. Ryderly, I don't know how many words this sprint, but overall, 1,300 this sprint? Wow, JSam, 1,100. Doesn't that feel good to say, right? Kaylee, 151 words working on translating something into a dead language. That would do it. That would do it. Willow says, holy cow, the fight scene is worded so badly, it doesn't even matter. Keep writing. You're going to fix that in editing when you don't have to worry about the entire story while you do it. I ended the sprints today with 2,093 words. Nice. Let's pull up a little bit of a track bear. 2,093 words. Let's go. And then we'll also see how much I did on Upon Careless Gray Hills. Today was a more productive day for Upon Careless Gray. 2,000, what'd I say? 93? Come on. 2,093 words. Can I get a 2,093? Willow says, I did pass 3,000 words. Nice. Good day. Oh yeah, I already put in my Upon Careless Gray Hills. So I ended also right there with you, Zilla, with 3,000 words. Hey, look at us. Look at us. That's a good day. Let's hope Margot forgot to put in their words. Dang it! Hey, feeling good, feeling good. J-Sam, good progress. Refresh the leaderboard. Don't look at Margot's. They're too strong. How many who else put in their words today? I think I can see it here. Hey, Zerg, we got what? 3.5% of your total word count. Let's go. Ari, some good progress. I see Havoc in there. I see Kaylee, Willow, and the Chessman. Oh, we didn't have the Chessman in here. I wonder if the Chessman did their writing earlier today. Writing theory, 6% of my goal today. Chicken lover, 10% of your goal. That's sick. Margot, a crazy 14%. And then there's Lee. We're all on the board. Let's go. Now, I don't know. I wish I could tell it how to present its information to me just to see, but look at that. Isn't that cool? Margot doing about 10% every day. That's crazy. Which I guess would make sense. We're, what, 13 days in? Yeah, Margot's working. Well, we're 13 days into November. Tomorrow, for me, will be the halfway point for Novella November. Because I only write on the weekdays. That feels pretty good. Margaret's saying this is something, I'm telling you, writing like, not only is writing good words a skill that you practice and learn, but also the routine of getting your story down. That's also a skill. Goodbye, Kaylee. Have a good rest of the night. Johnny's been falling asleep again. All right, that's probably a good place for us to end it too. Everyone, good job today. Look at this awesome leaderboard. We've been putting in the work. The hardest part's showing up. Once you're here, it's just kind of fun, you know? I had a good time hanging out with y'all. Made some good progress on my story. I'm really excited about this Tiny Doors story. I think it's got a lot of heart. I think it could be a lot of fun. So every day I get a ride on it with you guys is a good day to me. W everybody. W's for all. Hell yeah. All right, we're wrapping it up. I will be here again tomorrow, same time. If you're there, I'm looking forward to seeing you. If you're not, if you're able to do some writing, that's even better. But if you need some dedicated time, you know where to find me. I'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone.